When I was about 11, I just started at boarding school, and I had played some piano before. I was definitely interested in music, but there was a boy in the year above me who played guitar, and I had a massive crush on him, and I thought that if I played guitar I could impress him with my skills.
I started off like doing little community things, like there'd be little groups like to do music, and like you could get experience doing gigs. And then I kind of started trying to write my own songs, and when I was 17 then I kind of started gigging regularly.
I've been writing songs for years, like since as I was a child, you know. I've been writing poems and stuff and everything, and like, so I've always loved music, and I was always singing, but I never had the confidence to kind of put myself out there.
So I started performing when I was about 4, and that was at all the competitions that my mum would enter me into, and then performing as an artist, I'd say when I was about 18 I started gigging.
I picked up the guitar when I was about 16, fell in love with it obviously, and then only in the last 3 or 4 years I've been kind of performing.
I got my first guitar for Christmas when I was 9 years old. I kind of got it on a whim, so I just kind of decided I wanted to start playing. So then a couple of years after that I was kind of singing and writing my own stuff.
Ross was the first to join, and then Emmett, the drummer, and then David joined last year, so it's kind of been building constantly.
A year and a half ago, got that. Yeah. And then Richard joined a few months ago.
Yeah, I'm the new guy.
We were in a band when we were 13, we could play one song, and we used to just play it every rehearsal. Just a bucket by Kings of Leon. So we just play that over and over again.
I had to take a break a couple of years ago because I lost my voice, so I had a couple of years out and I kind of went back to work, and I wasn't very happy with that. So last June I left my job and I started working on building a home studio and getting really into software and into production.
My anxiety, I get really nervous before I have to go sing on stage or anything, and I think it shows a lot, and I'm just really awkward, like. That's the biggest challenge that I've had.
I'm still representing myself, which is a very hard thing, as I'm not experienced in the whole kind of marketing, PR side of things, management side of things. So being able to trying to concentrate on your writing of music and performance, and trying to balance getting yourself out there and pushing yourself as a product is so difficult. Any musician can relate to that.
Living in Donegal is kind of the music scene up there is amazing. There's incredibly talented musicians up there, but in terms of kind of trying to get into different musical circles, being so far removed from everywhere, it's kind of difficult. It can be a bit of a challenge.
I think maintaining a presence in the public.
Yeah.
It's just so difficult. People can be quite fickle, I think.
To have like a constant thing to update about.
Yeah. I mean, we literally go from one gig, like if you release a lot of music, you go from one gig where there's like hundreds of people there, and then you've got a gig a couple of weeks later and you've done nothing and there's literally 10 people there.
I'm planning a professional move to LA, so I can't wait. I'm really excited. But there's this massive visa that's standing in front of me, but sure, look, it's a challenge, like, I get it.
To be able to put on my own headline show and have a few hundred people that are there just to see me and to hear my music.
Croke Park. Every time we drive by it, we went to see our cheering in Croke Park, and as soon as we walked in, it was just so overwhelming. The atmosphere, looking at this thing, and you're just sitting there, and Joe Trudell's being goes, 7 years high league.
Slave.
For now, not getting a bit too ahead of myself, I'd probably say the Olympia Theatre or something like that would be lovely to play.
Yeah, that'd be class.
Yeah.
3 Arena would be fairly cool. Yeah, that would be deadly. Or the Olympia, that'd be cool as well.
Dolores O'Riordan. Yeah. Why? She is so inspirational to me. I'm very lucky to have met her. I'm very lucky to call her a friend and to have received such amazing advice from her.
The first one I bought that really kind of changed my view on music was Arctic Monkeys, their debut album.
Anything really like Hosier or James Bay or anything on the lines of that sort of stuff would be my favourite sort of music nowadays anyway.
When I was 9 or 10 and bought the Busted album.
I like that band Foles. I seen them in the 3 Arena about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So like they're bringing that new stuff to Holden. So I'm like kind of following their albums. That's kind of the only modern band I'm listening to really.
I'm really listening to a lot of Stone Roses. They have a song called I Wanna Be Adored, which I've been playing non-stop quite a bit.
And the biggest crowd I ever performed to was probably on The Voice when there was, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people were viewing, but in the audience alone there was 800 people. So that was probably the biggest, and then after that was my Independence gig.
For my mum's 60th birthday, the whole family went over to Barbados. And I got up in this little beach bar and played a few songs on the acoustic guitar. And the owner of the beach bar, Steve, invited me to come back and play at the first ever Virgin Atlantic Music Festival in Barbados.
I played at the Volvo Ocean Race in 2012 on one of the, not the big stage, but like one of the smaller ones, so there'll be a good few there.
I've actually played, I think it was 400 people. Yeah, it was the biggest crowd. It was my very first gig I ever played. It was the National Opera House, and I was kind of thrown in the deep end for my very first one. So that was the biggest crowd I've ever played.